into the chaos.
Okay, so Rouge the Bat analysis video. I've been wanting to do one of these kinds of videos for a while now. I decided to start with Rouge first because I don't really see that many videos about her, and she's one of my favorite Sonic characters, so I decided to start with her. You probably already know who Rouge the Bat is by now, but I'm still going to go over a little description about her. Rouge is a government spy who was first debuted in Sonic Adventure 2. She used to be a jewel thief mostly, who cared about herself, and that was depicted more in Sonic X. But as she grew throughout the story of Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic games after that, she learned to care more about other people and started mostly focusing on her role as a government spy. Aside from working for Gun, she also is a part of Team Dark with Shadow and Omega. And being on Team Dark seemed to bring out even more feelings in her. She really likes helping her team and bonding with them. I just saw this recently, but in the opening of Sonic Heroes, she gives Shadow a fist bump in the background, and it's just a nice little touch of how much of a bond they have together. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, let's get into her basic abilities, and those would be flying, digging, good spying skills, and super strength, super speed, and super durability. The usual that every character has, basically. Like at this point, it's just the usual. And if I ever refer to someone's abilities, super strength, super speed, and super durability, I'm just gonna say the usual. She also has martial arts skills, mostly kickboxing. She primarily uses her feet to fight. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen her use her hands to fight before. At least no notable times has she used her hands to fight. And lastly, she has some technical skills, like she's able to hack into computers. She also has some high-tech weapons that she uses, such as the spyglass in Sonic Adventure 2, which allows her to see certain objects that are normally hidden to her. And she also has the bat bomb, which she has an unlimited supply of, apparently. But it has a simple AI that guides itself towards opponents and stays on top of them. And if the opponent should touch this bomb, it will explode. The other equipment she carries around are the pick nails, which allows her to dig. She has the iron boots that helps her kick through steel crates. She also has the mystic melody, which is basically only useful in a few certain areas, with small ancient statues. She also has some normal bombs in Sonic 06 and dummy ring bombs in Sonic Heroes. But she also has an unlimited amount of, like the bat bombs. Moving on to superpowers, I call them. Or I guess you could call them super abilities. Abilities that she uses with some sort of energy. I'm not sure if it's chaos energy or if it's some kind of energy of her own. But she's basically able to use these abilities without an item. One of them being the tornado kick. I guess this wouldn't technically require energy since it's just her spinning around while she's kicking. But in Sonic Chronicles it uses up power moves, and it also has a wind effect on it. And if you see her use this move in Sonic X, it has special effects on it, making it seem like she's not just using some normal type of attack. She also has Hip Drop, Black Wave, and Charm Ray, all abilities which come from Sonic Adventure 2. Black Wave she can use in single player mode when you fight against her, but Charm Ray and Hip Drop are only used in 2-player battle mode. Because of this, some people might not count them as actual abilities, that Rouge has, but I'm gonna count them since they seem within reason of her character. Now, hip drop is just an earthquake that knocks the opponent over if they're on the floor. It doesn't seem too powerful since it doesn't really damage, but it does affect the whole field that the characters are on. Charm Ray stops an opponent for 10 seconds, but it doesn't affect anything else around them. It also doesn't completely stop the opponent's momentum, so they're gonna keep going in the direction that they were going before the attack was initiated. They slow down over time, but it's not an instant stop. If she's using her special suit, she's able to use Charm Ray more often, but it doesn't stop the opponent for as long. Also, Charm Ray is an attack that she has in a spin-off game called Sega Heroes. This version of Charm Ray damages the opponent before stunning them for 2 turns. In 2-player mode, Black Wave is unavoidable unless the opponent is initiating a dig. It also has the additional effect of confusing the opponent so they can't walk straight or really move at all, except for if they're flying or climbing on a wall. In single player, it can be avoided. In Sonic Heroes, she has the Thunder Kick that she uses to kick Omega and Shadow around to paralyze robots and also do damage. In Sonic Battles, she can use some kind of pink energy ball. I don't know what it's called specifically, but she can use it and it'll just go a pretty short distance and knock opponents back while doing some damage. The last special ability I have for her is Jewel Storm in Sonic Chronicles. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be her throwing jewels that she collected over the years, but that wouldn't really make much sense to me considering the fact that it wastes up PP, and she wouldn't throw away jewels that she actually has because, you know, she likes jewels. So I like to consider this one of her special abilities, like powers or whatever. Like she's using her energy to create fake jewels to attack opponents with. Just sounds better to me. Although you could say she does have an unlimited amount of jewels if she has an unlimited amount of bombs, but then why would she care about hunting jewels if she already has an unlimited amount? That doesn't really make much sense to me. So I just listed her special abilities. While I'm on the topic of Rouge's techniques, I wanted to point out that she can make very clean cuts by kicking. Like if you look right here, she cuts through this glass like a perfect cut through it. And in another episode of Sonic X, she cuts through these steel doors that seem to be at least 1 foot thick, and she just does like a clean cut right through them. So that's pretty impressive. She can basically use her feet like a sword. Okay, so getting back to the usual skills, we're going to talk about her durability. When it comes to Rouge, the durability seems to be the weakest of the usual. She can take getting hit by bullets and some small bombs, like grenade type bombs. But that's usually about the limit she can take. Unless you directly scale her durability to being able to take hit by Knuckles' strongest attack, her maximum durability that I found would probably be her surviving getting hit by this giant iron plate. I calculated this to be a 3x3x3 iron weight. That's very underestimated, but with those calculations I got a weight of 1,800 pounds. If you wanted to be a little more realistic with the weight of this iron plate, I would probably say at least 5 tons. A previous calculation I did, and that was still an underestimate, was 11 tons. But I'm just gonna say it's 5 tons just to not overplay Rouge's durability. But that's really the most I could find. Sonic characters don't really get hit that often, and when they do, it's usually by another Sonic character, so the only other thing I could do would be directly scale her to another Sonic character So when it comes to Rouge's strength, she can easily lift up Omega, who weighs about 1 ton. And she does that throughout the entirety of Sonic Heroes pretty easily. She also lifted up the Master Emerald in Sonic X, which is a really large gem. I estimated that to be about 1 ton too, although I could have easily underestimated that weight. She also can push these sand blocks here in Sonic Adventure 2, and they weigh about 2 tons. So yeah, it seems like her general lifting strength is around 1 to 2 tons. And she doesn't really have that many appearances to really change the outcome of this strength. The maximum I've seen her strength was in Sonic X, when she got really angry and shook Eggman's entire ship. This would mean she can move at the very least 20 tons. Now it does seem like this is a joke moment, but at the same time she does fight Knuckles, so since Knuckles can easily move ships like this, I feel that just her being able to shake it like that is reasonable enough. While I'm on the topic of strength, I'm gonna bring up the most energy she can output while using one of her special moves. Since Hip Drop is basically just an earthquake, we can look at the energy an earthquake releases and get Rouge's maximum energy output based on that. Now, since Hip Drop doesn't really do anything to the environment and only knocks opponents over, I can assume that it's only a magnitude 4 earthquake at the very most. But I'm going to go with the very lowest possible magnitude earthquake, and that would be a magnitude 2. And that gives off about 56 kilograms of TNT. If we're just going to compare her Thunder Kick to normal lightning bolts, then that could give her an energy output of 1.8 tons of TNT. Now, if we're going to compare her Tornado Kick to an average tornado, that would give her an energy output of 1,800 tons of TNT. And since this is her strongest technique, I feel like it makes sense that it should give out this much energy, especially when Sonic and Shadow can easily make tornadoes, and she somewhat scales to them. So saying that her Tornado Kick could average out to a normal tornado's energy seems reasonable enough to me. Now on to her trait which she is most known for, her speed. Rouge is obviously fast enough to keep up with Shadow, who can easily run at the speed of sound. Like, very easily run at the speed of sound. And even surpass it very easily. So it would be reasonable for her to run that speed, right? I mean, like I already just previously stated, I'd only give that to her if she has done something similar herself, and she has. In this episode of Sonic X, Rouge outflew an explosion. Bombs explode faster than the speed of sound, so the fact that Rouge did this means that her keeping up with Shadow is reasonable. So we can say she can fly, at the very least, at the speed of sound. In this other episode of Sonic X, Rouge attempted to steal the Chaos Emerald from Chris's family, and she did that so fast that they didn't even see who flew past them. I couldn't find a calculation for this speed myself, but luckily for me, Death Battle uses calculations like this all the time. They stated multiple times that if a character moves so fast that a person isn't able to detect them, then they are probably traveling faster than 9,000 miles per hour, which is way above the speed of sound, like 10 times faster than speed of sound. So therefore, Rouge should be able to fly close to this speed at the very least. I mean, she went past like a blur. It also justifies more so that she can keep up with Shadow. Rouge can also dodge bullets, missiles, and even lightning. In Sonic Adventure 2, Knuckles has Thunder Arrow, which is basically just a lightning bolt, and Rouge is able to dodge it. At least in single player mode, she's able to dodge it. So she can react about 100 times faster than the speed of sound. The limit of Rouge's speed, at least when it comes to reacting, is light speed. In Sonic Adventure 2, when she's going through egg quarters, there's a robot there that attacks her with lasers, and this attack that the robot uses is unavoidable. Therefore, Rouge isn't able to dodge light speed attacks. At least not from this distance, which seems to be a distance about 2 meters away. It's possible she can dodge lasers from a further distance away, like say maybe 50 meters away, or even 30 meters away. But when it comes to this distance, Rouge is not able to dodge that fast, so that's the limit of how fast she can go. So that's about it for Rouge. If I missed any important feats that you guys know about, please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time.